So another thing I want to teach us is how to use the shape tool. We already understand that if you double click on this square rectangle tool, it will give you the shape of the size of the file that you are working on. This one is A5 that we're working on, which is normal flyer size, right? So when you right click, you will do frame type, create empty frame, so you can work on the inside, right? Another way to do it is also to pick any of this, whether it's a circle or even text. You pick any of them, you come to your object file, power clip, then you place inside power clip. So with this now you have something, it has entered the inside. Of course, I normally like to remove my outline so that there's no color on the borders, right? So I enter edit power clip. When you enter, you now have the place you are working on, the drawing. The other one is like table, but this is like the cardboard. So if you press P, it centralizes it, so you can color it. And it's, if you click here to back of layer or shift plus page down, there's a button that is called page down on your tab on your keyboard. You press it, it will bring it to the last page. Now there's something else I want you to do. If you come here, you'll see this object panel, right? If you click it, it will be showing you everything that is on your table. Assuming you click this circle now, you will see that there's an ellipse. That ellipse means circle. So if you do this hide, this eye now, if you hide it, it will go out, but it's still there, so you can unhide it in the future. So whatever you are working on, it will be coming here. And this shows that this is on the bottom, this is on the second layer, and this is on the third. So if you come close to this now, you will see, let me just give you the coloring so we can see red. So red is on top of the blue square. So this is on top of each other. If you want this blue to be on the bottom, you can click page down to the back of layer and it goes to the bottom. If you want the white to be on the bottom, you click page down to the bottom, it goes to the bottom. So these are levels you can actually use here to move them up, or you use this to move them down. So anyhow it works. So but basically what I want to teach us today is about how to use the shape tool. The shape tool is one of the tools that you can use to change the shape of any vector object, you know, like this circle or this square. But before you can use the shape tool, if you click this shape tool now, you will see that it has four. Let me remove the circle apart. You see that it has these nodes. Each of these points is called a node. So it has about 9 nodes, right? So if you click on the shape tool, it becomes 4 nodes. And these are the major points of a square. The other one is not really 9 nodes. It's just the points that you can use to change or shift the image. So when you click on the shape tool, you now see 4 different nodes. Assuming we click on this, it shows you 1 node because the circle just has 1 point that it joins itself. But before you can touch this in the way of shape tool, you can curve it. You have to curve it, and by curving we mean you right click and you see convert to curves. Another shortcut for it is Ctrl plus Q. So if you do Ctrl Q, you curve it. So we know about curving. You can curve text. If you don't want a text to change form, maybe you are moving your file, your CorelDRAW file to another file, another computer. You don't want it to mess up. You can curve it, right? That's for text. But we are coming to text in a short time. But what I want to teach you is basically the curve tool. With this curve tool, you can change the shape of this thing by touching on any of the angles. You see, you have this, and this 6.16, these things also show the amount of curve. So you can come here and any point you can change the shape, and it's uniformly changing, right? And because why it's uniformly changing is because this thing is highlighted, it's locking it all. But if you unlock this, you see that each of them can change. Which one is changing now? You see it's bottom left that is changing. If you do it right, you'll see that that bottom left, which is here, is this area, this and this. That's the one in black now. This and this, it is the one that is being changed. So another way to also do curve, you see, you can change different, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. So there are different ways to do all this curve thing. But then let me do another kind of curve. Let me still color it. If you do Control Q, which is the convert to curve, right? It gives you a curved version of the square. What this means is that you can even go to another level to change the shape of this thing. So any point of this that you hold and move, it can move the shape, right? This is almost like a kite, right? So Control Y will give us will change the shape. So if you bring it down, so if this is what you want, you can always change it. If you want to create a new node, you can double click on any part of it, you drag it up, it gives you that. So if you want to remove any node, you double click it, it also removes that node. So I Control Z so that it goes back to, if I want to remove this node, I remove it. So what this does is that you can change the shape, the formation. There's another thing we also do with this. If it's already on line curve, which is this unhighlighted path, to line, but if you change it to curve, you can move it as a curve, so it's no more as a straight line. So this is another, you have to click on the line. This is another kite, something that looks like a kite, right? So these are some of the things we use curve tool for. Now in text, assuming I do FROM as a text, or through, just let me just put through. You know, this is Arial font, right? So I can change the font to something bolder. Let me do demo, right? Something like this. If you export this to another computer that doesn't have this particular font, demo sunwing display, right? It will change. Assuming you want to give someone this work in another computer and they don't have this font, it will change your design. But if you don't want it to change, you want it to remain exactly the way it is, you have to curve it. So you right click and Control Q or whatever, you just do Control Q, you curve it. With this curve, if you export this, it can never change. It's no more a font. That's why it doesn't even have font name again. It's now like a vector object, right? So a vector object, with this now, it has many nodes. So if you click on the shape tool, you can close any of the nodes. So this has about 11 or 12 nodes. So any of them I double click on is removing the nodes. So that's almost like sealing up the circle. I want to Control Z so that it goes back to normal, right? So if I want to remove this, anything you want to shape, we use this also for logo work. If you want to create a logo or adjust a job or logo, you can actually, they use this also to draw things. They use this also to crop images, you know. So if you want this now to move forward, you zoom it, you just kind of select all of this and you just use your directional key to move it forward, right? If you want this particular place to be line, straight, not curved like this, you can just convert it to line, and then you remove this, you convert it to line, and it becomes a straight line. If you want to do it here too, convert to line, it becomes, you remove the nodes here and still convert to line, it becomes a straight line. That's angle. Assuming you want this one to also convert to line, so you convert to line, sorry, you convert to line, it becomes a straight line. So any of those sharp angles, curved angles, you can make them sharp straight line. So that's what curved shape tool does. It's one of the most important tools. You can pick two of this and move anyhow you move it. Now when you click on this, it shows you an arrow. You can use that arrow to adjust it anyhow you want. All these arrows, they can adjust it anyhow you want. You know, you want to shape it up, you want to draw something, you want to turn this into something else, you want to move it in, anyhow you want to do it. With the shape tool, you have the liberty to move these things around, right? You can totally delete this one by removing all of this. Of course, we have the razor tool here, eraser tool. With eraser tool, you can actually clean all of these out and they are off. So that's about it on the shape tool.